What's up, everybody? Intent. Please welcome back Mr. Tom Bukovac. Listen, Tom, I had to jump through hoops for you. I'm not doing that again just to get you back on my channel to bash me. I had to pull a few strings because YouTube is the one that did it, I found out. Because somebody had said something and they found that they agreed with them. Intent. So I watched Andy Wood's video the other day. By the way, I'm running my board with my NS preamps. You can hear a sound quality difference. And this just goes to show you how much a studio can actually benefit from a really good board with really good minus preamps. Changes the sound dramatically. And I know it sounds good because I listened to the video. This is the way to go. So Intent, I watched Andy Wood's video. I'm going to point out a couple things in hypocrisy and disrespectfulness. And this is why Tom has moved down on the asshole meter. Because Tom doesn't try to outplay anybody. He just plays what Tom plays. And it's good enough for him, so it's just good enough. And I respect that, even though he's a douchebag. I do respect Tom in that manner. So let me point out why I talk about the hypocrisy part that relates what he does to me. And he's still doing it as of this last week. So he did a video on ego, confidence, blah, 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 and he's talking about his lessons and how he talks about intent and you have to play with intent. And then he posts a video of him playing with Eric Johnson where he's just fucking going apeshit with technique and he misses the whole point of intent. Goes out the fucking door. So he's a hypocrite to his own self. So why wouldn't he be a hypocrite to others? He is. And that just proves my point. Number one, your intent is to outplay Eric Johnson and embarrass him. Number two, that's poor intent and disrespectful intent. And you did it in your own fucking videos, bro. The fuck are you thinking? You're not thinking properly. You're broken. There's something broken in here, Andy. And badly. Because Tom is on a level where he's not broken that way. He's just Tom, the jerk, dickhead, Uncle Teabag. And I respect that. But I gotta tell you, Tom has moved down to a normal level. He's just a guy that plays guitar and tells you what he thinks. Where Andy tries to preach, and everything he preaches, even in his lessons for intent, goes out the fucking door. And it's baffling to me. But that just goes to show you there's something broken with his thought process and his train of thought. And that's bad. Why? Because you don't go out there and disrespect other guitar players. You play what goes with the song. And in real intent. Like, I did that little arpeggiated string skipping on some nice sounding blues with nice sound. And then I went and did that. Was it cool? Yeah, but it's not necessary. It doesn't fit. And your intent is to make the song enhanced. Not to, solos aren't to show off you in a spotlight. It's to enhance the song. And that's what good intent would be. Not bad intent to embarrass your idol or outplay your idol. You're supposed to enhance the song. Now, even Eric Johnson plays fast, but he takes a breather and he plays with intent because that's Eric Johnson. But when you watch Andy Wood, he's throwing a million different techniques into 30 seconds of, not even 10 seconds of soloing, and you watch his fingers moving a mile a minute and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And you're like, wow, he's got great technique, but man, it's very boring because he doesn't take a breath. It's like throwing the whole kitchen sink at you and seeing what sticks. That's not good, and that's not good playing, and you're not practicing what you preach again, and that's poor. So I'm gonna do a little lesson because the sound sounds good. And Tom, why don't you get a fucking real guitar like a Kiesel? Listen to that tone, bro. Tom, you'll go so much farther with a fucking Kiesel. It's got 5-way switch with all these pickup options. Anyway, there you go. So let's do it. And Tom, you always say misinformation that I give out in my lessons. I challenge you to do a lesson that I'm going to do, which has a lot of theory in it, because I know you dropped out of high school, and I know that I watched your master class. It's a master class of bullshit, but you get suckered into these things with the money idea from like the Papa's guy, who's not that. I don't know. You can do better, friends, Tom. Like, I know you had to go on the Dan Huff show because he's the one to get you in the business with his father. But Dan's a fucking dinosaur. He's a great guitar player in the day, bro. His chops ain't all that no more. So let's do a lesson. Let's take G major and C major. We're going to use triads because I know Tom loves a triad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5 in G major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a triad. We're going to play octave triad. Oh, you like that, Tom? Yeah, you can do that all the way up to that. But we're going to stay with the G major one. Boring, like the A minor pentatonic scale. So how do we spice this up theory wise? And this could go all the way to a super advanced level. So the other key that's similar is C major, right? No sharps, no flats, and F sharp has one. I mean G major has one, which is F sharp, and that's one back, which is the 7, coming back around to the octave, which would be 8, which is F sharp. Now you look at C major, 1, 2, 3, flat that 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 5 to 1 is a B, which here is your C, and you drop it back 1, B is your 7, half minor, half diminished. Got a good sound to it, right? Which is interesting because now I got the B in there, half minor, half diminished, which is a 7. What's the 5? The F sharp. So you flat the 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That B minor, right? But then you get the half diminished. And the F comes back into play. So let's how we're gonna take a major the G major triad and make it sound more melodic and less boring. That ends on the D. The 5th in a D is an A, and that's an E, and the 5th of an E is a B. Oh, and they're both minor in G major and C major. just you can use the diminished part, which you can borrow some of the notes as passing tones. So we take this triad, we slide it up to the E, and we're gonna go like this. Voila! Instant melodic, using theory. Sliding into the E, which is part of the A minor position in the arpeggios there, using an E minor arpeggio in the B position, and the bottom part of that is the G major triad. So how I would run this is like this. B9 with maybe a G. There you go. Perfect resolve, perfect theory, using the fives to the ones and flatting a five and figuring out what notes in the same key and how to make them relate. Let me see you do a lesson like that, Tom. I really would love to see that. Fucking dick, I can't stand this Chip Boy one. You like that, Tom? So let's look at, here's another lesson. We always do the, here's another cool one. G major pentatonic. And we always, if you apply what I said with the A minor, there's your country scale, and there is your Roy Clark sound. Now let's say we take this, we all know that it's G to E, the relative minor. What if you play that chromatic? What if you add chromatic in the beginning and undo the chromatic? E and G. Another little cool lesson. Tom, what are you going to do with a theory major? There you go. Three fucking things, a G major pentatonic, the triad thing, and combining stuff inside the triads using scales and arpeggios to complete something to make it more melodic based with theory. Now, could you do a triad system and just randomly? So if you take, this is actually part of the C major 7 arpeggio. We could get deeper into it, but I like to look at it as a simple A minor or just the A minor pentatonic. You hear me go to that note a lot. Why? Because it's the C major 7. Knowing your arpeggios helps out a lot too. So there you go, 15-minute lesson in sound test video. And welcoming back Tom. How much information did you just get in 15 minutes? Talked about the hypocrisy. I did 3 different lessons on technique with different scales, and it's and you didn't have to pay anything. Damn, Tom, no master class here. It almost creates tension when you add that F in there. Especially when you resolve the chord. That's cool. I love theory. There you go. Another tidbit there. Creating tension and release using certain notes as passing tones. There you go. Tom, let me see you do a lesson like this. 3 or 4 theory kind of related things in a 15-16 minute lesson. I don't think you can do it, bro. I really don't think so. Enjoy your weekend, Tom. But in all seriousness, welcome back, Tom. Again, please be careful what you say. That's all I can say. Same thing with fucking Andy. Be careful what you say, bro. Your fucking your horns are showing with your hypocrisy. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a lot in the theory and the hypocrisy and how people show it in broad daylight and don't even recognize it themselves. There you go. Peace. Rock and roll. So last night my kid went to a Halloween party, so I started doing this because he loves Gene Simmons. Did you say something? I don't know how to do the Gene Simmons dog. He sounds like New Yorkish, like a Jewish New Yorker, maybe. I don't know how you would describe the way he talks. He's always like that. I can't smile. I got like little dumb. You got my head down. Let me see. I need more of this out because he's got like a hairnet or something. Does he wear? Or a wig? Paul. I'd like to give my condolences to Ace Frehley, even though we really fucked with him. Ace was the greatest guitar player ever, but we wouldn't let him play on the band. You know, he had his demons. Me and Paul are assholes. We are the greatest band in the world. I have to agree. Rest in peace, Ace. You know, it's sad what they did to him and Peter Criss. I hope they learned their lesson and put Peter back in the band. Well, I guess there is no more band unless they do another farewell tour. It's sad what happened to Ace. He was the one that got me into music completely, so I'll just throw that out there. I didn't want to do a whole bunch of videos on Ace just because Gene wouldn't let me. You have to pay me, Mr. Jib Boy. You just can't talk about Kiss and get away with it. So I hope you like the comedy part. Peace out.